Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what time you're watching. It is Friday at 3 o'clock here in sunny Florida. Just checking it's still sunny. Looks good out there. And welcome to our Friday session where we talk a little bit about why would I do Amrit Yoga Nidra and some of the benefits of it. And um, yeah, why would I make this a part of my life? And before we start today, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about this yoga nidra that we're going to be doing. I'm going to have a fill in the blank intention. And you can change your intention every time you do one of these. You can make an intention about anything that you're currently struggling with. And just put the opposite. What is it that you'd like to have in your life if you weren't struggling with the problem, and make that your intention? So in the one we're going to do today, it's called the fill in the blank. And I'm going to read a statement and you're going to fill in the blank. Silently fill in the phrase as I repeat it. I release my judgment about. Over to you. I rest in calm awareness. And I'll start that at the beginning, and then at the deepest part of the meditation, I'll repeat it again. Whether you hear it or not is not too critical. And I'll repeat it again at the end. So that's that. What else did I have to tell you about palming the face, which is an amazing exercise because we have so many nerve endings in the fingers and the hands and in the face. I was talking to somebody this week. Kathleen was telling me that all of this is all stomach, so it's really good from a acupressure perspective. We'll do some breathing, what we normally do, and we'll do some relaxing with polarity, which kind of goes along with our theme of overwhelm, right? So let's take a moment and center, and we'll just, if you're sitting up, planting your feet, closing your eyes, giving your body permission to relax. Let go of any unnecessary holding anywhere. Just become aware of the temperature. Outside your body. Become aware of the temperature inside your body, whether you're hot or cold or warm. And then just notice your breathing. Whether it's shallow or deep, whether it's easy or difficult. And then just gently increasing the inhale. And then just letting the exhale fall out. When I work with somebody, we spend quite a bit of time on the breathing because we tend to control the breathing, both the inhale and the exhale, and we want to be able to control and draw in the inhale, but then let the exhale fall out. So we let go of control to release. And then when you're ready, just opening your eyes. And just become aware if there's any change in sensation in your body. Like I'm aware just with that couple of breaths, that conscious breathing, that there's I'm just aware of a sensation in my body that wasn't so prevalent before. And so I've been struck with overwhelm recently as just something that's a weight on the world. And I actually really had to struggle to be able to share what is it about the overwhelm that I wanted to draw our attention to. And what it boils down to really is, in a lot of ways, it's a matter of context. It's a matter of how I'm in the world, how I'm experiencing the world, and who is experiencing the world. But the opportunity, I think, for overwhelm's always there, always, and I think it's always been that way. I don't know that if we were to look back at history, but which is a very limited perspective on the world, right? Because they say history is written by the victors, and it's also just a snapshot. Doesn't really connect with the millions and millions of individuals who lead normal lives. And I truly believe that if you were to go across this country, in every country, you would find that the majority of people, their desire is to live a peaceful, productive, content life. And we're influenced by all the other stuff. And we think that's everybody. And thank God it's not. And you can easily prove that to yourself just by going around tomorrow or the rest of today and smile at people and see how many people smile back. Spike Milligan did a great poem about smiling being contagious. And that's a good thing to pass on. So where do we get overwhelmed? Well, wake up in the morning, relationships, work, our health, our economy, our politics, our income, the deprivations, the injustices, my bank account. There's a million and one places to get overwhelmed. And overwhelm is a personal, individuated experience. What overwhelms one person may not impact you whatsoever, and vice versa. Something that overwhelms you doesn't impact the person standing next to you. I think it's really just down to the individual and their state of mind, their state of health, their life experience in that moment. And if I look back on my life, I think I spent a lot of time in overwhelm. And it can manifest in either depression or anxiety. We go backwards and forwards between them, but I think we all go backwards and forwards between collapse. I can't handle this. This is too much. And I just want to crawl into the bed, go to sleep or watch a movie. Or I got to exercise. I got to do this. I got to get my to-do list done in order to feel better about being in control. So it's very individuated. But yoga teaches us that reality is very impersonal. Bible talks about the rain and the sun fall on good and evil. They fall on everyone. It's not just the good people get the sun and the Irish get the rain. No implications there. I love Ireland and all of the people therein. But it is a truly important truth to understand that reality isn't happening to us. Reality is just happening. And it's my interpretation, my experience with it, my reaction or response to it that will change my life, my outcome. You know, the word responsibility is the ability to respond as opposed to react. Responding being conscious, and reaction being habituated patterning, reflecting what happened in the past and what I did in the past. Response is taking everything in that's happening in this moment and determining what's most appropriate for right now, not necessarily what happened in the past. And that means letting go of grudges and resentments and a lot of likes and dislikes. But, you know, we learn that consciousness, God, divine creator, giver of life, is expressing itself through us and experiencing life through us, in us, and through us. We are manifest of God, and we are of God, and we're God experiencing reality. So it's not a question of things that are happening that shouldn't happen. It's more a question of how am I going to be with what's happening. And our dilemma is that when we get absorbed in external things that are going on, and we put all our attention on them, they tend to get bigger and bigger and bigger in importance and significance, and the impact on us is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, right? If I'm watching a movie, I can get completely absorbed in the movie to the point where I'm not aware of who else is in the room. I'm not aware of myself sitting on the chair, unless I'm popping popcorn. I consciousness becomes the object of attention. So now, instead of consciousness experiencing reality in this present moment, it becomes the problem. I become the problem. I'm not experiencing it. I am it. I'm not experiencing it. It's happening to me. You know, I lost my job. So what do? Well, I either freak out and start panicking and calling everybody and telling everybody and worrying all night about whether I can pay the mortgage or pay for food or whatever it is. That's one response. Or I can seek what opportunity can arise from this sudden change in my situation. So rather than panic, I seek wisdom in the whole of my reality, as opposed to the fear and stress of losing my job. We tend to shrink our perspective and our ability for creativity and gratitude when we become totally immersed in a problem. Right? Energy follows attention. The more I place my attention on something, the bigger it gets in my awareness. So if I'm not careful, I can be very easily absorbed in a sense of lack, as opposed to a sense of gratitude for my life, being able to breathe, being able to walk, talk, meet you where you're at. When we are connected to the consciousness, the endless source of life within us, things tend to move with a lot less effort, a lot less stress. And definitely more gratitude and joy. And I think I believe, when we place our attention on that aspect of life, um, I've got hands, I got ears, I got whatever, that more and more of that gets revealed to me. I get to see what's actually going on as opposed to being absorbed in my thoughts. If so, the mental discipline to deal with overwhelm is to understand that I can like and dislike something, but I can't get completely attached to liking and disliking because that causes stress. I just cannot get completely absorbed into it becoming my identity. I have to have a connection to the source of peace and joy within me as often as I can throughout the day, so that all of my conscious attention does not get absorbed in the external world and does not get absorbed in the fear thoughts of my past, future, time bound mentality. We have to recognize on a daily, hourly basis that there are thoughts that come and go, that some we like and some we don't like. Hello, Celine. There are feelings that come and go that we like and don't like. And when we get things we like, we have to enjoy them completely. And if I'm worried about losing them, I won't be fully present to enjoy it. If I'm experiencing something unpleasant right now and I'm worried about how long it's going to last, I'm putting more energy on it, which is only going to exacerbate the situation. And that's the beginning of conflict, right? That's the beginning of suffering, is getting attached to wanting something to last forever, or trying to push away things, keep things out of our lives. That's when we're now identified, well, that's what we call the ego, right? The persona. We start identifying with things that I want and don't want. And it disengages me from the present moment, which is where consciousness, God, divine will is being played out. And when we do connect with the present moment, we find that it's okay. It's really okay right now, in this moment. And if I can stop my mind going into the future, I can be okay in this moment. Or back into the past about my regrets. I was talking to somebody the other day and she said, well, that's a waste of time talking about what you should have done or could have done 20 years ago, Liam. And once my ego got over the sting, I had to agree. It's a total waste of time. There's nothing I can do about it, unless I'm looking at it objectively to learn. But if I'm just wallowing in regret or blame, stupid stuff like that, the physical discipline, right? So the mental discipline is to recognize when we get caught up in the thinking of if things should be different, and that prevents me from creatively addressing what's actually happening. Then the physical part is, well, most of the time, the mind controls the body. And the mind is telling us we don't want to feel bad. I've tried. So it seems that when we feel bad, it's better to allow ourselves to feel the bad in the body, the energy, and let it pass rather than resist it and give more energy to it. It's kind of contradictory. So we have to be willing at times to feel discomfort. I'm not embracing being taken advantage of or being abused mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about when our circumstances are not the way we want them to be. Can I be okay feeling the discomfort of it not being the way I want it to be? The spiritual discipline. So we have the mental discipline of being willing to let go of the thoughts. And there's a lot of energy around negativity, right? There's a lot of energy around I'm right and you're wrong. There's a lot of energy around it should be this way. So we're kind of withdrawing ourselves from something that we've been very used to living with, and both mentally interrupting the spoiled child and physically feeling the discomfort of withdrawal, silence, feeling the discomfort of withdrawing from the adrenaline, basically. The tension held in the body. It's ridiculous. We talked the other week about the legs up the wall, right? The tension that we hold in the body unconsciously is enormous. Enormous. So the spiritual discipline is to be able to kinesthetically know what that place of peace and lack of conflict feels like inside of us, and to just continuously touch it and strengthen that link in the waking state so that we can be present with that state more and more, regardless of what the world throws at us. Because there's always been conflict. Will there always be conflict? Who knows? I don't know. But does there have to be conflict internally? That's a choice. It's a choice. It sounds easy. It's a practice. It's a real practice. I believe it's the spiritual path. So, Amrit Yoga Nidra, the whole purpose of it is to move us using this sleep process to consciously move us into the place where we're disconnecting from the mind, from the thinking. The thinking doesn't stop. It just moves away from us. It creates more space so we're not, right? As we do the different techniques, we're telling the body it's okay to let go, to relax, let go, relax. I can say that all day long, but to have the body literally feel safe enough to let go without it being soothed, medicated, exhausted, just being willing to let go, to fall, literally. And then to spend 60, 120 seconds in that state of no mind, which we normally associate with sleep. That then builds the connection to the waking state where we can feel the no mind, feel the presence. We call that consciousness, presence. So I can begin to develop the trust that if I turn my attention to the consciousness, to no mind, that whatever it was that was causing me the stress will get resolved from a place of much less effort, much less strain, much less conflict, fear. And again, it's like anything. They call it practice for a reason. You have to practice. But it's one of the easiest I've found. You literally lie down and listen until you're not listening anymore. I don't think it gets much easier than that. So that's enough for me. We're going to have a Yoga Nidra experience. So why don't you get yourself comfortable, either in a chair or lying down. And a blanket's always nice because the body temperature does tend to drop a little bit. And turn off the phone, lock up the pets. All right. Enjoy. During this time, I will participate wholeheartedly in this process and trust that whatever issues are in the way of my full realization will be released spontaneously and effortlessly. I let go of any struggle or effort to make anything happen. Close your eyes and quiet your mind. Be still. Let go of all thoughts, worry, and tension. Give yourself fully to a higher power. Relax, trust, and let go. Breathe in fully and exhale with a deep sigh. And again, breathe in fully and exhale with a deep sigh. Feel a deep sense of contentment and peace in your heart. Bring your intention into your awareness by filling in the blank. I release my judgment about. I rest in calm awareness. Repeat this to yourself 3 times. Maintaining this inner awareness, gently begin rubbing the palms together to build up some heat in the palms. And to the degree that you feel comfortable, place your fingertips on your eyelids, the entire surface of the palms touching the face. Start now by massaging the face, working around the eyes and the eyebrows. And then moving from the eyebrows up through the forehead to the hairline. Moving out to the temples, encircling the fingers at the temples. Moving down to the joint of the jaw. And along the jawline to the chin. Massage around the parenthesis of the mouth and up to the bridge of the nose. And around the orbits of the eyes. Now place the entire surface of the palms on the face, the fingertips on the eyelids. Drop all expression from the face. Take a deep breath in and let go. Take another deep breath in and let go even more. Gently releasing your arms to your sides. And immediately bring your attention to the impact flooding the whole body. Release any struggle to make anything happen. As we enter this next phase of Amrit Yoga Nidra, remain as motionless as possible. If you do need to move or make an adjustment, do so mindfully and return to stillness as soon as you are able. Allow any disturbances, external or internal, to draw you more deeply within. Shift from thinking and doing to feeling and being. Now your consciousness is in direct communion with your energy body. Become aware of the rising and falling of the breath. Simply relax and observe the breath. Notice if it is fast or slow, deep or shallow. Whatever is happening, simply relax and witness the breath. Gently deepen your inhalations and exhalations. Stay connected to every breath in, every breath out. As you inhale, know that you are inhaling. As you exhale, know that you are exhaling. Now we will inhale and exhale to a count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue on your own, counting silently. Find your own rhythm, soft and easy. Release any struggle to make anything happen. If any thoughts come into your mind, simply bring your attention back to the count. Belly rising as you inhale, belly falling as you exhale. Feeling yourself becoming more relaxed and peaceful with each breath. Tranquility, stillness, and peace washing over you with each outgoing breath. Now breathe normally. Observe the breath becoming very quiet and still, almost non-existent. Let the breath breathe itself. Sink into the silence beneath the mind. Follow my guidance as we move through different parts of the body. Let your attention rest on each body part as I name it without comment or judgment. All 10 toes. Both ankles. Both knees. Pelvis. Abdomen. Chest. Arms. Throat. Face. Back of the head. Shoulder blades. Spine. Buttocks. Calves. Heels. Soles of the feet. Sense the whole body from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. The whole body. Feel the whole body contained in vast, spacious awareness. Imagine you are walking through a beautiful garden. You are completely alone. Only you to enjoy the beauty around you. Sense the earth beneath your feet as you walk. Cool, pleasant. Flowers blooming. Plants and trees flourishing from the earth. You hear a loud boom of thunder. As you look up, the sky has become very dark. It is starting to rain. You're standing on very green grass, watching the raindrops bounce off the blades of grass. Look around and witness the storm. Raindrops streaming down your face, rain drenching your clothes. Just relax and enjoy the feeling of being completely wet. You have no concern. Doesn't matter. It's very pleasant to get wet. The storm has finished. You can smell the wet earth. The sun beginning to shine through the clouds. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, drying your clothes. Look up at the sun and feel its warmth, its energy penetrating deeply into your skin, entering your body. You feel the warmth everywhere. Now you're running in the garden. You're very happy, cannot help but laugh with joy. All around you are birds singing their beautiful melodies. A cool, gentle breeze is blowing in the trees. Hear the wind rustling in the trees. Feel it blowing against your face, in your hair. Breathe in this fresh, life-giving air. Bring your attention to the center between your eyebrows and drop into the deepest level of relaxation. Here there remains nothing to do or achieve. You have entered the domain of grace. Feel completely safe and comfortable as you hand yourself over to the power and protection of the presence. Feel it. Be it. Feel yourself as time transcendent presence right now. Here, your intention and your affirmations are actualized and fulfilled with effortless ease. Silently fill in the phrase as I repeat it. I release my judgment about. I rest in calm awareness. I release my judgment about. I rest in calm awareness. I release my judgment about. I rest in calm awareness. Allow this intention to go to the deepest levels of recognition with no hesitation. Know that your higher self recognizes, honors, and accepts your intention. Have faith and trust that it has been heard. Is being acted upon by a higher power of the source within you. Allow your entire self to respond spontaneously and effortlessly to what I say. I am the creator of all that I perceive, feel, and experience. I feel my burden is lifted. I feel complete freedom from managing, controlling, or needing anything outside of myself. I live in a perpetual creative response to what is present. Establish yourself firmly in faith and trust to receive the grace, protection, and guidance of the higher self within you. The more often you go to your source, the easier it will be to return there, and the longer you can stay there. Feel the presence of your own spiritual guide surrounding you and blessing you. Accept their blessing and grace. Embody it and spread it wherever you go. You are the emissary of light and love. Carry it everywhere you go and to everyone you meet. If you have an area that you feel needs healing, physical, mental, or emotional, allow this light and love to flow into that area now. I begin to become aware of the rising and falling of the breath. Slowly, feel yourself beginning to rise to the surface of awareness. Sense the body resting on the floor. Quality of the air as it touches the skin. Bring your intention into your awareness again. I release my judgment about. I rest in calm awareness. Change nothing. Every time you find yourself in reaction, you are empowered to replace it with your intention. Regardless of what you consciously recognize that has or has not changed, know that something deep within has shifted to connect you with your intention. Become aware of the body. Bring a deep sense of peace and contentment with you as you bring attention back to the body. Notice how relaxed the body is. How soft the breath is. How silent the mind is. How quiet the heartbeat is. Be still. Be grateful. Know that you can easily enter here again and again by remembering this feeling. This brings us to the end of our meditation. Thank you so much for joining me. Good to see you, Lance. It's good to see you, Celine. I look forward to seeing everybody again next week. Or if you're watching the replay, thank you. And feel free to email me with any questions you might have. Have a great weekend.